Hi, I'm Dr. Dale Richards, and we're excited to have our deal back once again by popular demand. We've had lots of people that were excited for the first time the deal came through, and they asked us to bring it back, so we did. But we've noticed that people have a lot of questions on kind of what the laser does, and so we're going to go through a list of the commonly asked questions so that everybody understands what's going on. First question is, how does the laser work? This is the laser. It is what we call a cold laser, and that means that it will not produce heat or energy. There's no chance of it burning, in contrast to a hair removal laser, which gets hot to burn the hair follicles. They're both lasers, but they do different things. What our laser does is the laser panels here actually cause the fat cells to open up. And when they cause the fat cells to open up, they break the triglycerides apart, and it opens up new pores, new doorways on the cells so that all the contents can come out. The fat then is absorbed into the lymphatic system and is taken into the blood circulatory system where it'll get to the liver and is processed. So basically, as long as we can get it out of that area, then the body will be able to process the free fatty acids as an energy source for the body. Now, a lot of people say, is this safe? And that kind of goes back to the first question. It's safe because it's not a hot laser. It's not going to burn anybody. There's nothing that it can do to damage you. And no, it does not hurt. Most people ask, is this going to hurt? And again, they're referencing back to hair removal lasers, thinking it's going to feel just like that. And most people will actually, they can fall asleep while they're doing the treatments. So it does not hurt. And yes, you'll be able to drive yourself home. A lot of people are worried and they think they have to bring somebody with them. But most people feel actually energized when they leave. And they can go about their normal day. They can drive home. They can go to the gym and work out. They can go home, do housework, do whatever they had planned for the rest of that day. Some people say, is it worth doing just twice? The deal is for 2 treatments. And we'll show a video a little bit later about people that have done the deal and they've had a couple of treatments and how excited they were with the results they got. And so yes, it's worth doing twice. Now if a person wants to do more treatments, we have special offers just for people who take us up on this deal that allow them to do more treatments. So it's worth doing just twice, but it's we find that as people get those 2 treatments, they'll be excited with the results they get and they'll want to do a little bit more. The next question usually is, what's considered a treatment area? Now this is a big question because most people say from my head to my toes is what I want treated. So let's talk about what the treatment areas are. Now typically what we'll consider a treatment area is the abdominal area will be a treatment area, outer thighs will be a treatment area, inner thighs will be a treatment area, arms might be a treatment area. So it's typically an area like that. Now the laser paddles are this big. The area that we're going to place it on is considered, we place them generally side by side, and that's one of the treatments that we'll do. Now a lot of people also ask, can I treat different areas on my session? So in other words, they'll say, I want to treat my belly and my legs. And we typically don't want to do that because we want to get the best result by concentrating in one area. If a person wants to do further treatments, then they could do some legs one time, and then after they've done a session there, then they can go to the belly. But typically we want to go further.
Pull out the 2 paddles and just show how they sit, like typically on the tummy where we place the...
So typically, if we're doing the belly, we'll do a session here for about 10 minutes. We'll move it here for another 10 minutes, and then to the other side for another 10 minutes. If we're doing legs, if we're doing outer legs, a lot of times we'll do 2 here for 10 minutes, 2 on the other leg, and then for legs, we'll actually split the last treatment area. Say if we're doing outer, we'll do something like this for the last 10 minutes to address that whole area. Now, people ask me, what kind of results can I expect? Depends on the area we're treating, but let's say we're doing the stomach. We find oftentimes that, first of all, with stomachs, we'll take some measurements. We'll do 3 different measurements, one above the belly button, typically at belly button and below, unless the fat's a lot lower than that area. But we usually do like 3 measurements so that we can see what's going on with the system. And most people will actually lose anywhere between a ½ inch, we've seen up to 3 or 4 inches in a single session as the body is emptying those fat cells. And people ask, do I have to diet and exercise? You don't have to, but to get the best result, it's important that we take a look at what's going on that got you to the place that you're at, so that we can kind of keep that from coming back. The fat cells will shrink up, but we haven't done anything to damage the cells or to permanently remove them, so they do have the capability of storing more fat. And in fact, people say, well, how can I optimize my results? Well, we have a dietitian on staff that will assist you in fine-tuning your diet. We'll talk a lot about modifying how many carbohydrates, refined carbohydrates you take in a day, and the sugars that you take in, because those are the things that are causing your body to store fat. And so we'll kind of look at what you're doing in your day and see what we can do to kind of change lifestyle to assist you in getting the best results. Now, we do have some additional treatments that assist the laser in doing its job and moving things through and getting them out of the lymphatic system. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a walk into the next room. All right, we're in the room where we have a machine called a wave toner, which basically is an electrical muscle stimulator. So we're doing body sculpting. We call it electro body sculpting. And the way that looks is we use different pads that we'll place in different muscular areas. And the system goes through different programmed frequencies to work those muscles, to either tone them, to help the lymphatic system, to help move all the fluids through that we've just released in the other room. And this is typically anywhere between 15 to 40 minutes, depending on the session that we're trying to do. But we'll place the pads in different areas, sometimes over there. Depending on what we're working, we might actually do it on the thighs as well.
And what about the calorie burn on that?
And if we do a 30-minute session, we're getting people, like on the abdominal area, it's almost like doing 150 to 200 perfect sit-ups, and there's a chance of burning 300 to 600 calories in doing just this. All right, now, this is what we call the whole body vibration platform. This is, beside the laser itself, this is the most critical part of the puzzle, because this is designed to actually stimulate the lymph flow to get it into the right area. It actually burns calories and it exercises the muscles. So the fat that we just released will actually be burned here. This is a 10-minute process. And
Dave, sorry, we've got to start this one again because this was right in your way of your head. And so it looked like all of this was part of your body. Okay, so I need to stand it a little bit different, Chris.
Okay, what?
Go.
Okay, this is a whole body vibration plate. This is crucial to use after the laser, because what it's going to do is it's going to help the body in moving that lymphatic, get the lymphatics flowing. So we're moving all the fat that's just been released into the circulatory system where your body can use it for energy. And this will also help exercise the muscles, and it does burn the calories and burn the fat as well. So what typically a person does is they'll take off their shoes and they'll step up on the plate, and we'll assist them in finding out how to do it at first. But we have the option of getting it to move. So we turn it on, and we can control the speed up or down, or we can actually put it in automatic mode. And there are a few people that shouldn't do this depending on what's going on in their body. We'll go over that when they come in the office. But this is a good 10-minute workout. This was actually designed for, this technology was designed for the Russian astronauts when they came back from space, because when they weren't in space, when they're in space, they didn't have gravity, so their muscles weren't able to get a good workout, and they actually came back and needed some assistance. And this does sort of isometric contractions to help the muscles to tone up. A lot of people actually will do this, and it tones up the cellulite in the legs, and people actually, it helps them lose weight doing this. So we'll go to the next one. All right, this is our infrared wrap. And what it will do is we basically put a person inside, and we get them nice and snugged in. And how infrared works. Infrared it's kind of like you get in your car in the middle of the summer, and the car is nice and hot. You're not directly in the sunlight, but it's warm in the car. That's what infrared heat will do. Or another example would be you're out in the sunshine, nice hot summer day, and you go under the shade of a tree. You're no longer affected by the sun itself, but you do have the heat that the sun's put off. That's what infrared does. The way we use it here is because we get the body heated up, it has to find a way to cool itself down. And the body will do that. It'll burn calories in cooling itself down. Plus, this helps the lymphatic system in detoxing as well. A lot of people like to do this because it's very relaxing, and they're generally in here about 20 minutes. During that time, they'll get a good sweat going on, but they feel very refreshed when they leave. Now, you've seen some of the additional things that people can do. Now, they're just optional. No one has to do that. The laser on its own will do a great job, and people go home and they can just do exercise on their own and do those kinds of things on their own. But those are available options as people ask us, what can I do to just really make the most of this? And we have special deals just for those things as well. Now, another question is, who's the ideal candidate? We offer services for all body types and shapes. I've had people come in here that wouldn't be a candidate for any kind of surgical procedure, but they've done the laser and they've had great inch loss. We've modified their lifestyle, changed some of the ways they're eating, changed some of their exercise habits, and they were able to get some great success in doing that. So we can kind of work with everybody. And because we have the registered dietitian on our staff, Linda's able to assist people in kind of figuring out what is going on in their body so that they can get the best results as well. So the only people that aren't an ideal candidate would be somebody who has epilepsy, cancers, pregnancies, or they've had like a fresh surgery, people that have some sort of a compromised immune system. Okay, people also that have like herpes simplex or uncontrolled hypertension, liver or kidney disorders, thyroid gland dysfunctions, or are photosensitive. It doesn't preclude them from doing the treatments, but we'd want to look at what's going on in their systems and make sure that it's okay with their doctors to do. Otherwise, the only thing that might be considered dangerous is, and we have a caution sign for that, is we don't want people staring right into the laser beam. That could cause a problem. Okay, I'm back. We had another thought of a question most people ask. One of them is, how close together should I book my appointments? Now, ideally, the fat cells, when we open them up, they're going to stay open for about 2 days. So we want to basically, no sooner than 48 hours after your initial treatment would we want to see you again. On the deal, sometimes it's hard to get in, so if it's that you can't come in for a week or two afterwards, that will still be effective. But basically, when you get on the online scheduler, and I'll talk about that in just a moment, you'll be able to, we'll want you not, say if you came in on a Monday, I wouldn't want to see you again until Wednesday, or on a Tuesday till Thursday, something like that. So we want at least a day in between. And then if a lot of question is, how do I schedule an appointment? So the email address that we're going to have you schedule will send you, you'll send an email to it, and it'll send you a auto response with a link on how to schedule. And that email address is abstaff@zoho.com, and I'll spell that. It's A as in apple, B as in boy, the word staff at Zoho, which is ZOHO.com. And then you can schedule your appointments then. And then a lot of people ask us, what are your hours? Well, we work Monday through Friday, and we offer extended hours, and you'll be able to see those on the online scheduler. And then a lot of people have some difficulty trying to find us if they don't put in the exact address in their GPS unit. But we're just off Layton's Antelope Drive exit, and our address is 1725 Legend Hills Drive, and that's in Clearfield, and the zip code is 84015. So if you put that in your GPS, it'll usually find it, but we do have driving instructions on our website. So we look forward to seeing you. We hope you take the deal, and we have a lot of good things in store for you. Thank you very much.